got to get on here right now. Talk about something important. So I got 47 followers on here. I would have done a live video to talk about this, but I need 50 subscribers, followers, whatever. So I'm just going to talk about it like this. I need to know what to do here. I don't know how many of you guys are landscapers or what, but I got this guy that doesn't want to pay me. I got to put him on blast. Listen to this. He asked me if I could do a cleanup at his house. I gave him a price. And he was a referral, so one of my customers knew him. And he said, I'm having a kids party at my house in like 2 weeks or something. Can you do it? And this was back in the spring. So if you're a landscaper, you know you get hit in the spring and you get hit in the fall with a lot of work. So I was already booked up, so I gave him a price. It was a tiny yard. I think I gave him a price of like, I don't know, $450, we'll say, cutting all the bushes, weeding, getting some leaves out of there. Like it needed a whole cleanup. It hadn't been touched since the fall cleanup. So I said, look, I'll do it, but I can do it for $450 on this day, whatever. I said, but you got to give me cash day of. So he says, yep, no problem. I go there, do a phenomenal job. Oh, and I said, and you have to give me a Google review. Of course, doesn't give me a Google review, right? So I do the cleanup. I said, hey, I'm all set. Knowing he's not there and didn't leave me any money, I said, can you give me the cash? Where did you leave the cash? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'll pay you. Can you start mowing for me too? I'll pay you next week if you mow. So I told him this before I even did his cleanup, that it was kind of out of my range, like my area that I take care of. I said, I'm sorry, I would charge you like $60 a cut, which if you're a landscaper, you know that's kind of on the higher end for a small little tiny yard. I said I would charge you $60 a cut, but it's kind of out of my area. And then he had this gate that I couldn't really get in with my mower. He lined up all his trash barrels there. I said, I have a 60-inch deck on my mower. I don't think I can get through your gate either, knowing I kind of could. So he went out and measured it. He's like, oh, it's 90 inches, both sides open, which I actually didn't know both sides open. I'll open it up for you when you get there. So like he seemed all right. And I'm like, all right, he's a friend of a friend, whatever. Sure. So that next time he was there, I met him, seemed like a cool guy, and he paid me. So I was like, all right, he paid me. And I got a call for a couple yards nearby because I put my sign out at his yard. And I picked up 2 more houses in the neighborhood. So now I'm doing these other 2 houses. So I'm like, all right, I'm picking up some more work here. This will work. I cut for the rest of the season since May. Last week I was gonna go cut, and I'm like, I haven't seen this guy, haven't heard from him. Sometimes they'll text me and say, hey, can you take care of those weeds, whatever. And I haven't heard from him. So I texted him. I said, hey, Jimmy. I don't know his last name. Wish I did. Off the top of my head, I'd put him on blast. Hey, Jimmy, the guy that doesn't pay. I've cut X amount of times, or 6 times since then. I was doing like every other week and then missed a couple weeks. Like I really wasn't in any rush to get there because it's far away. So I think it was 6 cuts. So he owes me $360. Are you ready for what he says to me? He says, oh, me and my wife got divorced and I don't live there. So you got to talk to her. So now, no, that's not gonna work. So I called him, of course, he's a millennial, so he doesn't answer the phone. Called him, doesn't answer. Texted him, because I figure he's a millennial, so maybe he'll text. Doesn't do that either. So now I'm like, I don't know what to do. Now I gotta call this guy's ex-wife and say, hey, your husband owes me $360. Like, I don't think that's cool. I'm not calling some guy's wife or ex-wife who I've never seen. Honestly, I don't even know if she lives there. I've never seen a wife there. I've seen his mom. So, you know how that goes. Anybody that starts the sentence with, I own a home at address, they don't own the house. I've seen his mom there. It's probably his mom's house. So, now I gotta go through this guy's mom or wife, but it's just the principle. Like, I'm not calling your wife when you owe me money. You know, don't be a pussy. Answer the phone. I'm sorry. So, I don't know if there's any landscapers on here, but maybe you guys can help me out. What do I do? Do I keep calling them? Do I call the wife and just explain the situation? Do I eat it? Do I try to find out where he's at now and bill him? Send him a bill in certified mail? I don't know. You guys let me know. That's all I got for today. And by the way, help me get 50 subscribers so I can do live videos and rant about stuff like this. That's what I want to do when I'm all fired up. All right, YouTube. Peace out.